Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions out of the chat. So just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country, and that is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. We have a fantastic community because of you. Thank you. How kind you are to each other. How kind you are to me. I really appreciate that. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down the description box. All the questions are listed out there. I timestamp them as I go. There was a bit of a mix-up with the last 3 questions yesterday. The questions weren't kept in there like they should have been, if they weren't timestamped, but they're back in there now. I just have to go in this afternoon and properly timestamp them. So the last 3 questions yesterday, I mean, obviously in the video they're there, but all of the live streams I'm aware of in the 3 years, almost 3 years I've been here every single day for. Yeah, we're getting up near. Anyway, I believe they are all timestamped. So that is it's a good way to just go to the main page and you can do a search there and get whatever you need. So, okay. So, let me get out ye old cards. I'm in the mood for the gold ones. Let's do the Golden Art Nouveau cards today. There are 2 cards I keep in my little pouch, which if you know around here, I designed that myself. I keep 2 sets of cards in here, and one is just the regular Rider-Waite, and then this is the Art Nouveau Golden deck. It's quite lovely. Ricky says, I'm the star of the show, soon to be in an updated BBC series as time goes by. Boo-boos and Kitty, yes. He's sleeping right here. It's very sweet. Okay. All right, so let's just jump in because I've got all your questions here. And 3 minutes in, guess where we're starting? Trump. Guess what about Trump? Unfortunately, not the really super exciting part, but this could be very interesting. Ready? The Trump organization, I call it GRIFT Co. The Trump organization says it ended a tumultuous 2022 without telling anyone outside the company how the business is doing. Meaning, no financial reporting to outside banks or accounting firms. How? You have many loans. Considering it was precisely these types of inflated financial reports that got them into hot water in the first place, have they learned their lesson, or are they just not releasing since they can't fudge the numbers? Because, don't forget, because of Letitia James, bless you, Letitia James, there is not just a person who has to keep an eye on the Trump and on GRIFT Co. and is keeping an eye on it, but also they have to run major business decisions through this person, but this person is a woman. So, okay, I'm going to do an overloaded Celtic on this because You did no financial reporting to outside banks or accounting firms. So who exactly did your accounting this year? Who? All of your accounting was internal? And what about the banks who you've loaned money from? They usually want to know what's going on. Roxana says their accountant is up the river. Well, the CFO is, but then he had flunkies. Not many, but some. All right, let's have a quick look. We'll just go down here. Let's have a little look-see. We have to move the lamp out of the way. Let's have a little look-see at GRIFT Co. Oh, Cherry says, according to MSNBC, Fanni Willis may not be able to continue her case against Trump. The Georgia government are trying to shut it all down. Ooh, boy, we'll have to look at that. But anyway, right now, GRIFT Co. Oh, Darla, thank you. I've watched every day since the beginning of the channel. Most days I have to watch later in the day. Thank you so much, Darla. Thank you. Linda Johnson says, by not giving reports to banks, the banks can call in all their notes. Bet bankruptcy is coming. Let's see what's going on. And we'll ask you about the Georgia thing, but I'm just going to ignore stuff in the chat about that now. So maybe keep your powder dry until we cover that next. Right now, let's look at GRIFT Co. And the financial reporting, the lack thereof. How exactly are they going to get away with that? Thank you, Fran. GRIFT Co. No paperwork, huh? These cards are coming right off the top of the deck. Final outcome. GRIFT Co. Right off the top of the deck. Right off the top of it. That usually means it's clear. It's clean energy. Oh, the nails. You might want to see. These are today's nails. So, all right. Anyway, magician. Now, is the magician, they're going to do it their way, or is this somebody perhaps put in place by Letitia James who is stopping them from doing everything they want to do, going, excuse you, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, because I think it might be a little bit of both. In the past, they did whatever they wanted to. Rules, schmools. We leave this, whatever it is, that eclipse moon back there, it's kind of blurry, but it looks a little skeptical. Little like, huh? That's the past. Center of the reading. Oh, the dynasty, the Trump family. Hanging above this, disappointment and partnership. Hanging over this is this has taken a long time. And there have been stops and starts and ups and downs and bravery and cowardice, and so hanging over this is to us, it's a cloud of uncertainty or not clear, strong energy, and Trump will always take advantage of that. Always. Kelly's saying, I love the cards. Are they harder to shuffle? Oh no, these things are much more pliable than the regular. I'm surprised they've lasted as long as they have, because they're good, but they're not. The regular cards are thicker and stronger. Kelly B, thank you so much for the super sticker. Super sticker, yes. Thank you. Yeah. At the base of this reading, oh, look, corruption and legal decisions. That's the foundation here. Corruption, legal decisions. Ding, 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 ding. And that's the foundation. These are not healthy legal decisions. And that is the foundation of GRIFT, the dynasty here. Mm-hmm. And it has been allowed to continue because of this wishy-washy, will they, won't they, maybe, maybe not, gosh, I'm not sure, by law enforcement. All right, home environment. Looking for loans, looking for more money from Saudi Arabia, always. Looking for waiting for their ship to come in. Hopes and fears. Well, they're fearing, this is prosecution, this is judgment. Yeah. Where other people see, Trump seems to knock down everything. Yeah. And the challenge, the people on the far right, and the people who would protect Trump, they wouldn't be willing to go up against him and his ilk. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, near future 1 and 2, final outcome 1, 2, and 3. Near future 1. Well, this is a merchant, but this is a merchant where all of the paperwork is clean, clear, the whole 9 yards. And this is a celebration. This is being able to see everything. And probably has been quite pleased about that. Card down. Okay, got it. All right, final outcome 1, 2, and 3. Strength of the women. Fanni Willis, Letitia James. I wish I knew the woman's name off the top of my head who's has to look over major decisions made by GRIFT. 5 of Wands, which is just rancor. And then there's Trump the man. So here's Trump, and he's just sitting, and he's just looking. He's trying to stir things up. But it feels like he's looking right over the rancor at the strength and position of these women. And he's not sure what to do. He feels like he's just sitting there, just looking over at these people. Just like, how can I get away with things? What do I do now? But like too afraid to move. Like, okay, what do I do next? How do I get away with this? Oh, I'm so glad I was able to help you, Kelly. And you don't have to contribute. I'm so grateful for donations, but please don't feel like you have to. And as I've said before, if anybody's struggling financially, I would feel terrible if you sent me something when you were struggling. But if anybody has something to buy me a cup of coffee or something, I'm so grateful. But yeah, anyway, so back to this. Yeah, at this deck, look at the look on his face. Trying to get this thing to focus. Come on, camera. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's this look on the face of now what do I do? All right. In the future, a lot's going to come to light. We'll be quite pleased, and then Trump will feel very hemmed in. It feels like he's just on that chair and he can't move. you, Susie Z. Links in the description box. Yes, thank you, Lucky Girl. Exactly. Lucky Girl is wise. And her comment in the chat, that's exactly right. Thank you. All right. So at 15:30, oh, thank you, Cherry. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much, much, much. 15:45. Thank you. All right. So not reporting financial information, GRIFT at GRIFT could, ending was in strong women. Not reporting financial information could also be indicative that they found a bank willing to do business without responsible paperwork. Is there someone bankrolling Trump org? Well, Junior at CPAC, Junior was complaining. Actually, I guess I can turn this thing back up. Hey, hello. Junior was complaining that he has some kind of news aggregate app he started, and there's a bank account for it. And he was complaining bitterly that the bank just suddenly shut down the account and said, you'll be receiving a cashier's check. And that's going to be that. And he got up there and he had this big speech about how it's because, everybody's against the right and everybody's da 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 da. Well, it turns out that even by the end of his rant, he had to admit that the bank reinstated his account because it had just been a mistake. It had been an error, and they fixed it. And that was that. And it had nothing to do with the content of his app, which was just a news aggregate. But here's the thing that is puzzling. It was like I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know it was Pennsylvania. It was like First National Bank of Pennsylvania or something, or Pittsburgh or something. And it was like, why would, of all the banks, why that one? Thank you, Judy. Oh, Jeffrey, boo-boo. Great share. Alfie. So, you got some banking situations going on where you may have some splaining to do. Where's the, we know a lot of money's coming from Saudi Arabia. PNC, that was it, Agnes. What does PNC stand for? Is it Pennsylvania National something? Pittsburgh National something? I don't know. Where are you guys getting, where are you banking? Good places, solid places? Banks willing to take on more risk? Well, it must be, I know here in Chicagoland, there's the Fifth Third Bank, 5-3 Bank. And it's like, I've never looked up the derivation, but it is a kind of odd, apparently it's a good sized bank. It's just an odd name. So to me, it's like Fifth Third, 5/3. Anyway. All right. Page of Swords. So bullying, belligerence, but also it's just a page. It's not a king. Yeah, Fifth Third. Lady Eva says, I just got PNC Financial Services. Darren says PNC used to be Mellon Bank, as in Carnegie Mellon. The Mellons were a very wealthy family in Pittsburgh. I think 45 also did some banking at Capital One Bank in Richmond. Kathy Lam said it's a huge bank in the Chicago area. Yeah, Fifth Third is huge in Chicago. Holly and France says PNC has more than 2,600 branches, so it's not a small entity. Yvonne says it's Pittsburgh National Bank. That's my bank. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's have a look at their banking. Sweetheart, I know it's Tuesday, and I know you're just nervous. But you don't need to be nervous. You are the Bailey Boo. You are the precious. You are the precious. Yes, you are. You are the good boy. You don't need to be afraid of those big scary trucks out there. It's trash day. See, you're okay. Knight of Cups. Star. Sitting pretty. Nine of Pentacles. Magician. Pulling a rabbit out of that hat. Well, the Magician card, when it's good, it's someone who's really standing up. The buck stops here. When it's not, there is an early version of the Magician card that actually has it, strangely enough, not from the perspective like you're on the other side of the table from the Magician, but it's actually from an angle. So I think I might have that book handy. Yes. I'm going to show you one picture out of this. It's Tarot and Divination Cards, a visual archive. There's something I think you would be interested in seeing about the Magician cards. 1 second. Yeah, Magician. 38. Remember when we all used to have to take time flipping through pages? Here it is. There's this one. I'll show you closer in just a second. It has this checkerboard pattern around the edge. Tarot Anonyme de Paris. Anonymous? I don't know. Anonyme. It's easily identifiable because of the checkerboard pattern. It's one of the few complete decks from the 17th century left for us to enjoy. And rather atypically, the Magician is represented from the side instead of facing us. This slight change of perspective allows the viewer to see him interact with two spectators. And he's basically... it's a shell game. And the one person is playing, the kind of person in the center is playing, pointing to which cup they think the shell is under, or whatever it is, or the pea, or whatever. And the person on the other side from the Magician is looking on skeptically. So we always see the Magician, but the early connotations of this, and this isn't the first time I've heard about this, the early connotations were not necessarily good. You get con men. So it depends. We're talking about Trump banking. It looks like they're sitting pretty. But there are people with Carrying Hope who are really coming in to question all of that, who have questioned all of that. Right now, they're still keeping up the illusion. Here's a Magician. Here is a messenger, far right messenger. So they're still putting out this story here. But just the basic business practices are just being raked over the coals from what we've seen, as they should be. So, excuse me. Thank you, everybody. So, someone bankrolling. It might just be catch as catch can and stay out of New York. Maybe they're trying to avoid New York banks. A lot of worry. A lot of... see, this is what floors me. It's people who do stuff like this who then are all worried and upset that law enforcement is coming for them. It's like, but you did the thing. Well, that doesn't matter. Or that was, there's always some excuse for that. But so I'm getting this sense of the walls closing in a little bit around, actually just the kind of, the walls closing in around Junior and do we have the thing about Trump's new nicknames? We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, they're stressed about this, and it's like, don't do that. Why did you? Well, that's how business is done. Apparently not. Secrets, howling at the moon, the sword of truth, right through the center. They're avoiding banks that that will automatically come under New York jurisdiction. So they've got to go with smaller banks who are willing to take a risk on them. If I was running a bank, you walk through the door, your name is Trump, you need to prove to me you're not one of those. That you have nothing to do with that, or no. Exactly, Kathy Delisle. The truth hurts. Exactly. Ugh. Anyway. We have two more questions about this, and then we can ask about the earlier question. But I just wanted to throw this in here. Trump is. I'm not going to read on it. Trump is apparently throwing around. He's testing new nicknames for his political rivals, especially DeSantis. He tried meatball. It doesn't really catch on. It does. He's tried all these things. Apparently, one of the ones he's been thinking about using, low energy Ted, little Marco, crooked Hillary. He's reportedly thinking about using a nickname for DeSantis of Tiny D. To which my brain immediately went, isn't your name Donald with a D? So everyone can call you that. Go ahead. Try it. Just go ahead. I'm sure that won't blow. There won't be any blowback on that one. I'm sure. Lois says, well, he does have tiny hands. Yeah. Yeah. The letter D. Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead. All right. 2940. All right. 2940. Others have speculated that the reason financial records haven't been disclosed is that Trump org is failing fast now that it's being overseen and having to do things legitimately. Well, the company itself lasts through 2024. Oh, GriftCo. GriftCo. Grift water. Grift steak. Grift. Grift presidency. Grift tower. Grift university. Oh, GriftCo, will you survive through 2024? I'm getting Trump spitting mad. Yes, Lady Eva, Griftapalooza. Do you guys remember? Okay, this is random. You know, I get random stuff in my head, so forgive me. Do you guys remember the unknown comic, the guy who would wear a paper bag over his head and do stand up? And the one particular joke that he did way back, it was probably on like Johnny Carson or something. And he was just walking around the bag on his head. Little kitty. Hi, this is not the place to be standing. It's a physical joke, and I do not want to mush the kitty. Oh, I don't want to mush the kitty. Oh, I don't want to hurt the kitty. No, I don't. You are so precious. You are so precious. You are the Bailey Boo. Why won't you sit in my arms anymore, huh? This isn't a bad place to be. Oh, you are a good boy. You are the Bailey Boo. You are the Bailey Boo. You are the good boy. All right. There you go. Okay. Just don't stand there. Apparently, it's not that great of. It's a great joke, but it's not my joke. So all right, I'm just gonna do it. Hopefully, you won't get hurt. All right. So he's walking around. The unknown comic. Was it the Gong Show? The unknown comic. I thought it was. Well, it could be, but I thought it was. He did a number of things. I thought anyway. It doesn't matter. The point is, he was walking around. He had his microphone, and he's walking back and forth, and he just sadly says, "Impersonation of the first man to walk on the sun." That one. All right. That's what I got for this. The Trump financial future, GriftCo. The money trying to juggle, and you just in the hot seat, and that's what I got. So anyway, it's untenable, little hot. So sun card. The cards have a sense of humor. Sun card. Judgment. 8 of Wands. Page of Cups. Justice. You are so toast. Everything coming to light. Massive judgment. Trying everything you can to delay and deflect, but it's just not working. And this is the other side, who you are underestimating, who have the receipts. And then this is big old justice at the end. If GriftCo still exists, it's going to not be in great shape. So, Stephanie Martin put GriftCo through the tulips. Tiny Tim? No. Who was that? Anyway, with this ukulele? Yeah, the unknown comic. That's what I said. Ann Harding. He wore the paper bag over his head. Yeah, Ricky says correction. He's not toes. He's ashes. Yeah, Tiny Tim. All right. Enough of this jocularity. Jocularity. That's a different TV show. 3530. And I'm sure you guys know which one. 3530. Alan Weisselberg is serving out a 5-month sentence. 5-month sentence for committing crimes as Trump's CFO. Anyway, prosecutors are pressuring him to flip against his longtime boss. And you'd think, well, he's already serving a sentence, but now they're saying, okay, you're in here for 5 months. By the way, you didn't help us the way you said you were going to. You're still on the hook for possible insurance fraud. So we're going to haul you back into court. And you could get a much longer sentence. Not only another sentence, but a much longer sentence. If you do not flip on Trump. Is he going to do it? See, what he's counting on is that Grift Co. is still going to exist. That he and his sons are still going to get the benefit of being loyal to Trump. That's what Melania's banking on too, if you excuse the term, banking on. I wouldn't take that bet if I were you. Yes, Eileen, exactly. Jocularity. Yeah. We loved MASH. We all loved MASH. And if you are of a certain age, chances are you can quote huge swaths of MASH. All right. Magician in the hot seat again. There you go. You were the financial guy. And that's a prosecutor. Sitting across from you. Queen of Cups. Ooh, we've got little treasures in the cup here, the covered cup. We're happy to open it up, show you the charges we've got for you. 8 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 3 of Major Arcana. Sorry, I just saw the number. That's the Empress card. Oh, and there's the World card. Oh, ow. Oh, ooh, that's gotta hurt. This is, look what else we have here. And we have the evidence. So you need to make a legal decision, because here we have America, we have the women in your life, we have women, and here we have an ending. This is end of the chapter, end of the book, end of the life as you have known it. Going into a whole new thing. This isn't just someone hoping they're talking to Weisselberg. This feels like, oh, they're talking to Weisselberg. Oh yes. What are you gonna do? No, you can't do half measures. No, we're not playing this game. You didn't do what you were supposed to. We're going to nail you to the wall. You are an idiot. You still think you can. Rules don't apply to you, and you can do what you want. We hope you're enjoying your time in prison, because you may end up spending years in there. Five of Swords, King of Cups, oh, it's looking better and better. They're starting to get to him. Insult to injury. He doesn't like being in prison. Insult to injury. Lack of money. Poverty. In prison, you don't have much at all. You don't decide when you wake up. You don't decide when you go to bed. You don't decide what you do during the day. You don't decide whether you can go outside and look up at the sky or not. You don't decide when you do that or if you get to do that. So someone, as someone who was he was one of the interrogators at Gitmo, actually, I believe, said something to the effect of, you don't need torture. Sometimes all you really need is a cold night and a hot cocoa. And you can get all kinds of information. Yep. Heck, on a cold night, if you give me some cocoa, I'll tell you, what do you want to know? But no, this means he's leaning toward listening to them because they're the ones in his ear. And his lawyers, probably they're saying, take the deal. Why are you protecting this guy? Why? And they're explaining to him how he's not going to get out to a cushy job and what have you. Page of Pentacles. His son, they're threatening his son too. Remember the ex-wife? He tried to take her kids, like give her no visitation with her own children. And she was like, oh, no. All the paperwork from our divorce and all of your financials. Here, law enforcement. Merry Christmas. Oh, that's a big trial. Really? This is a prosecutor. This is a big trial. This is chaos. I'm not getting, because this isn't necessarily another Weisselberg trial. This could be the Trump trial. Let me get some clarification on that, because they're threatening his son. Oh, I agree, Anne. Trump has never been loyal to anyone, not even his wives, especially not his wives. There's so much to read on today. I'm afraid I'm not going to get through everything. But any questions I don't get to today, I'll roll over to tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about it. Wands. Oh, that would be quite the message. Imagine when Trump gets that message. Sun. Strength. Evidence. It's just grinding. It's just grinding on him. Just grinding him down. It feels like even if he does decide who he will testify against Trump, it feels like he's so worn down that he's like numb. He's almost numb. or he's just like disassociating from it as much as he can. Patty says he thinks he's protecting his sons. Yes. That's his son. That's fruits of labor. He's worried about his kids. This is the plan. This is how we did it. The Empress. This is the big change. This is how we did it with the Chariot and the last set of cards. He may very well turn on Trump. It's just, he's so... I think I'm not getting a just boom, yes, he's going to, because I don't think he's doing it with any enthusiasm. I think he's got to like put blinders on and just focus on thinking about his own children, because he's known Donald his whole life. He knew Donald when Donald was a child, watched him grow up, all of that, and look what you did to him. Look what you went along with. Look what you didn't put a stop to. Yeah. So well done, father figure. Sandy Miller's asking, does the man have any guilt? I don't feel any guilt. No. It's just business. It's just what you do. Nope. Mm-mm. Oh. Dave, please do not make joke. No, this goes for anybody. Please do not make jokes about sexual assault in prisons. It's not funny. It shouldn't happen to anybody, and it's not funny. Sexual assault is never a joke. So, thank you. All right. Now, there was a question. What was there earlier? People were saying, oh my gosh, there's something big happening. Where was it? Yeah, Lena's going to be on Mary Trump's show again. That's awesome. And there's some kind of breaking news. Oh, Republicans in Georgia trying to undermine the Fanni Willis trial. Okay, at 48:30. Will Georgia pubs shut down Fanni Willis position is what's here. Here, let me go down. Fanni Willis. Well, they're trying to shut down the investigation, indictments. But I think it's really the indictments. So, will Georgia Republicans shut down Fanni Willis indictments? Let's look at that. It's more like 49:30, but okay. Probably wonder, why assume Trump has normal feelings? I don't. He has some normal feelings, but not all of them. Lola Bell says, I hope that pushes Fanni to indict really, really imminently. All right, Georgia. Really? Kemp, isn't it? So they want to shut down. Can they? It doesn't feel like they can do that easily. Certainly not. Oh, all right. They're far-right Republicans, but also protecting Trump. Will Georgia shut down Fanni Willis election interference indictments? Star. 10 of Swords. Knight of Cups. 9 of Swords. Oh, they are going to try to get in the way. They are jumping up there to try to get in the way. Tell us that they've already voted. Are you in the chat? Are you guys talking about how they're banning drag shows and all this kind of stuff? Or are you talking about this Georgia thing? Because you're throwing things in the chat that are confusing me about they've already voted on this, or it's already happening, or so I'm getting a little confused. Are you saying that something has moved on this or not? So has Georgia, what has Georgia done? How have they acted to stop Fanni Willis? Could someone please let me know? Linda says, if Kemp is anything like DeSantis, he can by firing her. I don't think. Tyler says, it passes the Senate and House last night. It. When I was in college, another random story. When I was in college, a friend of mine was trying to give directions and he said, oh no, I give very good directions. Bad directions were a friend of mine who was sitting in the back seat trying to give me directions on how to get somewhere. And at one point leaned forward between the seats and said, get over, get over, get over, get over. What is that? What is that? So I'm asking you guys about which of these are you talking about? And then use the word, well, it has been settled or it has been voted on. Get over, get over, get over, get over. What? Or both. Okay. Cherry says Georgia has moved on the Fanni Willis. Let me look up the details. It was on Rachel Maddow. Thank you. I understand you guys are talking about both, but I'm asking about Georgia. I've been reading on them on different states banning anything not gender normative. Oh my gosh. These people really, it's another random thing. I'm just full of random stuff today. Back on PBS years ago, they had various shows they made where it was taking some people and putting them in a historical situation, like a time period, and then forcing them to live that way for like a month or whatever it was. When one of them was World War I, and one of them was Edwardian England, but one of them was set in like when the Pilgrims first got to the New World and their tiny little village type thing. And during that one, there was a fight that sort of broke out, some tension between the various people, because there was an actual modern day preacher, modern day pastor, I should say, who took on the role of the pastor for the village. And there were some people saying you had to go to church on Sunday, and others saying, I'm not going to church on Sunday. And the pastor and the people on his side were like, well, they absolutely they should do exactly, they should do, the people then had to go every Sunday. So these people should have to go too. And I'm like, excuse me, let's go get some of those sermons from The Pilgrims, let's go. They're written down. They're there. You have to, that's your sermon. You don't get to do the modern pastor shtick. No. You want authenticity? Let's have authenticity. And it's kind of the same way with these idiots who are like, it's like they want to go back to the 1950s. Really? Because you would find in many ways, it is not what you think it is. Mm-mm. You may think, well, I'm male and I'm white and I have some money, therefore I would have a perfect suburban home and everything just so. Not that simple. Okay, so Melissa Miller says the Georgia bill will impose statewide oversight on local prosecutions and even remove them from office if they fall out of favor. Yeah, Polly Wanda. The founding fathers dressed in wigs, lace, and heels. Larry's saying, Autumn, are you saying the good old days weren't? See, I go into these big long spiels and you guys just sum it up in like a sentence, which is what I should have said in the first place. But yeah. What do you think? What? Here. Oh, there you are. Hi. How are you? You're doing okay. They are getting. They're going to try to get in our way. Yeah, but they weren't good old days for women, no, or anybody whose skin was not lily white. And there was assault. And if you think that only women were being assaulted or only gay men were being assaulted, guess what? And we won't even get started on child abuse. Oh no, but it was perfect. Linda Johnson says this is when Fanni Willis needs to patch up all her evidence and take it to Jack Smith. Yeah, Eileen, 1950s, no cell phones, 2 TV channels, maybe 3. Most of the modern drugs not available, like Viagra, birth control. Mystic Dax says, search Associated Press, Georgia Senate passes bill to discipline prosecutors. Thank you. Yes, Polly Wanda, Louis XIV had stunning calves. That's true. Stunning. Oh, they're going to get in her way. Linda Johnson says she needs to charge Trump now. Betty says, doesn't England still dress in wigs? Lawyers do. Barristers. Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Empress. 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. Here's the thing. They're saying they want the Georgia Republicans are saying they want oversight, but they're a part of this. They're involved in these cases. So if you go to court and you say, hi, these people want to shut me down. They're actually involved in these cases and they're trying to shut this down. The courts are not going to go, oh, okay, well, then whatever they say goes. That's not how this works. Okay. You are a pushy thing. Yes, you are. You're a pushy thing, but that's because you know that you can push me around. Go ahead, push me around. There. Park it, and I'll cover you up. Man, Apple says no charges at all. What? Where did you get that? Are you guessing? Is that what you think you're getting? Please just move forward. Just move forward. I'll cover you up. There. Now you can rest. Because ultimately I'm getting on the right. They can try to do problems, but they run out of arguments. They think they've got it. They think they've got it sorted out, but she's in a much stronger position than they think. What does it say here? What does it say? What are you going to say here? Susie Buckingham says politicians have never had jurisdiction over the judicial system. That's why we're a democracy. Anne is saying justice has to stop dragging their feet. Yes. Mystic Dax says exactly. They're voting to get rid of the people who are prosecuting them. Yes, or at least involved in the cases. So they themselves, they don't want to testify, so they're trying to shut down the investigation. Rowan says back in the 50s, there were literal home lobotomy services for troubled children, dissatisfied wives. Yeah. Polly Wanda's saying, don't touch my chastity belt. Yeah. Lola Bell's saying it's got to be unconstitutional. It's obstruction of justice. Oh, Atavolpe says, yes, Lieutenant Governor and one of the Georgia legislators were involved as alternative electors. They are absolutely going to try to get in the way. As much as I can say absolute about anything, entertainment only YouTube. Knight of Pentacles. This Republican Knights. They're gonna go fight. Big old judgment. That is a far right leader. Could be Trump, who was part of the election. Man who is no longer president. This is rancor and burden. Actually, what they're doing now could actually be used against them in court. That's the rancor they're trying to cause burdens them. It's an ending, and it's a woman. Five of Cups. They're trying to shut things down. Queen of Wands. Emperor. They're trying, but they don't manage to knock everything down. And they're trying. Oh, jeez, they are really trying to shut her down. But this feels that wreath feels like a ring of protection around her. There's some serious protection around Fanni Willis. That's what I'm getting. I'll have to, maybe I'll read on this again tomorrow. And there again. Trying, getting up in their way. Judgment, but there's judgment that comes down on them. Yeah, okay. So there's going to be drama, is what I'm getting, but they're not going to automatically get their own way. So at 105:10, will Fanni Willis indict quickly? So will you finish talking to the second grand jury and temperance? I don't want to see temperance from her. I want to see temperance in the sense of her being able to push back on them, but 5 of Pentacles, Death card, 6 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Pentacles, delay. And so this, they're going for delay, but they don't have a great argument. That's all I'm getting. Yeah, exactly. And saying we have to send positive energy to Georgia because the devil's there. Right. The devil went down to Georgia. There we go. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And questions I didn't get to today, I will get to tomorrow. So thank you. Thank you for all the great information. Thank you for helping me. And it's 1:30 p.m. here in Chicago. In 2 hours, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. If I sound annoyed, it is not at you or anyone here. It is at these blankety blanks who are trying to stop justice. Let's see. Other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. I think that's it. So hang in there. And I will see you right back here tomorrow. And thank you again for everything. Thank you. Take care.